is packed here at New York's historic Ziegfeld Theater as everyone is eagerly awaiting the arrival of the cast and filmmakers of Fox Searchlight's Hitchcock. Favorite Hitchcock movie?
Oh boy, 39 Steps, I think.
Probably Strangers on a Train. I always liked that film as a kid. I liked the look of it. I like the cinematography. I like the suspense. I like everything about that film.
I feel like it's the one I watched last. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, because whenever you watch North by Northwest or Rear Window or Vertigo or Psycho, well, not Psycho in my case, but you know, you watch those movies and you instantly think, well, that's the best one.
Did you talk to Patricia Hitchcock at all?
Not at all, no.
No.
She's crazy. Apparently she doesn't talk to people much anymore.
Oh, okay. I'm curious how you fact check a movie like this.
Well, when we first came up with the concept of the idea of doing a Hitchcock bio, I found Steve Rebello's book, Alfred Hitchcock and the Making of Psycho. And Steve Rebello writes with great authority, great scholarship. He's also a very good storyteller. And I like to refer to him again as the walking filmgoer's companion for Alfred Hitchcock. So he fact-checked just about everything that we did. We also had attorneys that would vet the script.
Oh, perfect.
Because we knew that these questions would come up.
What do you think is more important, to maintain the Hollywood magic or to show the behind-the-scenes stories like this?
You know, I think each project is different, and I think sometimes it's fun to not see the strings behind, and then sometimes it's really fun to see the machinations behind the camera as well.
I think it's terribly interesting to see the behind the scenes. I mean, we're in a time in our society and culture where everything's available, and honestly, I think we can learn from it more than anything. People in film school and aspiring directors and writers and actors. That's where I think you, as a kid, started to learn about film, is watching those extras.
Besides Alma, famously, Marcia Lucas, George Lucas's wife, also was a big component in Star Wars. Do you think that women have contributed more to film than maybe we previously thought?
Sacha gives a nice credit to his wife, Jessica, at the end of our film.
Oh, great.
Because she was the one who, read the script and said, you have to read this, you have to do this.
I hear that your wife is the one who recommended that you read this screenplay, right?
Yeah, she is actually, yeah. Well, what happened was I read the script and I wasn't sure, and my wife said, no, pay attention, it's about Alfred and Alma, and I didn't really know the story, and she knew the story in much more detail, so I through my wife, became really intrigued in the project, and then, I think it's appropriate, the movie is about, unacknowledged partners who often make the critical difference.
There's one real picture in the movie that's of the actual Alfred Hitchcock and Alma. It's when they were very, very young. It's a very striking picture, and he picks it up and looks at it near the end of the movie, and it's a picture that's always haunted me.
But it's hard, and it's a love story between Alfred Hitchcock and his wife Alma. But we, like Hitchcock was, we wanted to be a bit dark, a bit complex, funny, and a little vulnerable.
A guy who was 60, an artist who was willing, ultimately, at a certain point in his life when he could have played it safe, he was willing to risk everything to connect viscerally with his audience, to do something shocking and different and really unusual and original. And you think about the power of that decision. Here we are 52 years later discussing this incredibly seminal film, and I think for me I was attracted to that, the madness and courage of an artist, in the autumn of his career who was going for it.